the hidden truth behind the glamour. 20 years after her passing, the royal husband of Grace Kelly finally confesses the truth. Grace Kelly possessed everything: beauty, glory, and fortune. However, behind that glamorous image lay a hidden reality that remained unknown for years. While the world admired her fairy tale romance with the Prince of Monaco, few knew it would lead to the revelation of her wealth and ultimately her tragic death. In her final hours, she had only a few thousand to her name, a striking contrast to her former luxurious lifestyle. But what truly led to the premature death of Grace Kelly? Is there more to her story than meets the eye? A recent documentary has finally revealed the deepest and darkest secrets of her life, unveiling a story more captivating and mysterious than anyone could have imagined. Join us as we discover the untold story of Grace Kelly. Before diving into the revelations and struggles of Grace Kelly, it is important to go back in time to the youth of this iconic figure, long before she lit up the big screen with her elegance and Hollywood glamour. A promising start in Philadelphia. Grace Patricia Kelly was born on November 12, 1929, into a prominent Philadelphia family. Her father, John B. Kelly Sr., had won Olympic glory in rowing, and her uncles were involved in vaudeville and writing Pulitzer Prize-winning plays. Grace's early years were marked by the influence of her family's impressive lineage, but her own dreams and aspirations were yet to come. From a young age, Grace showed a passion for the dramatic arts. At just 12 years old, she began participating in school plays, dramas, and dance programs, demonstrating her natural talent for performance. However, her strict Catholic upbringing presented a sharp contrast to her growing desire to become a star. As Grace's talent continued to shine, she was recognized by Theater World magazine as the most promising personality on the Broadway stage in 1950. Her remarkable work on stage demonstrated her versatility and undeniable presence as a performer, laying the foundation for her transition to the big screen. Conquering the silver screen. Grace's big break came when producer Stanley Kramer offered her a role alongside Gary Cooper in Fred Zinnemann's High Noon. Despite criticism regarding her performance, Grace was determined to prove her detractors wrong and establish herself as a formidable actress. This drive pushed her to perfect her skills and land another significant role in the film Mogambo, which proved to be a resounding success. It was a turning point in Grace's career, marking a period where she began to attract more attention, love, and public recognition. Her rise to stardom reached new heights when she began a collaboration with the legendary Alfred Hitchcock. Working with Hitchcock opened new opportunities, propelling her into the spotlight and consolidating her status as a leading actress in Hollywood. In 1954, Grace's cinematic journey reached new peaks with her leading role in the thrilling film Dial M for Murder, alongside acclaimed actor Ray Milland. She did not yet know that amidst the intensity of filming, a fateful encounter would spark an infamous affair between them, adding a layer of complexity to her burgeoning career. Despite personal turmoil, Grace's professional mastery shone brightly, culminating in her triumphant Oscar victory for her captivating performance in The Barefoot Contessa. However, amidst the glow of her rising success, shadows of scandal began to loom over Grace's Hollywood star persona. Her budding relationships with her on-screen partners became talking points for tabloids, threatening to take center stage over her achievements on the big screen. A royal encounter at Kenilworth, amidst the whirlwind of speculation and criticism, fate intervened in the most unexpected way. Grace's royal marriage took her from Hollywood to the royalty of Monaco. It all began at the prestigious Cannes Film Festival in 1955, a setting worthy of a fairy tale. Grace's life took a decisive turn when she received an invitation to join Prince Rainier III of Monaco for a photo session at the opulent palace. Despite initial delays and logistical challenges, the stars aligned, and on May 6, 1955, Grace and Prince Rainier finally met. The chemistry between them was undeniable from the start, igniting instant sparks and setting the stage for a whirlwind romance that captured the imagination of the entire world. As Grace walked gracefully down the aisle, she radiated elegance and grace, embodying the essence of a fairy tale princess. Overnight, the once struggling actress took on the role of a princess, saying goodbye to her acting career and embracing the responsibilities of royal duties and motherhood with dedication and confidence. While many celebrated her new status, envy simmered beneath the surface for some. However, Grace approached her new role with humility and a sincere desire to make a positive difference. The reality of the fairy tale. Beyond the palace walls, Princess Grace devoted herself entirely to philanthropy, championing causes close to her heart and spreading kindness wherever she went. Her royal travels took her to remote corners of the globe, where she tirelessly advocated for artistic institutions and charitable initiatives. Her passion for making a difference extended to writing, as she authored her own book, leaving a lasting legacy of compassion and generosity. Yet behind the glamour and prestige, there were hidden struggles. How did Grace navigate the complexities of her new role while remaining true to herself? The answers lie in the untold stories and revelations we are about to discover. The royal transition and inner turmoil. When Grace Kelly made the life-altering decision to leave behind her brilliant Hollywood career to marry Prince Rainier III, the sovereign of the tiny Principality of Monaco, she thought she had found her fairy tale. However, 6 years after their marriage, the facade of the fairy tale began to crumble. The Prince Charming she had married turned out to be authoritarian and quick-tempered, casting a shadow over their marriage. Despite the joy of giving him an heir and an eldest daughter, Grace felt increasingly isolated and disillusioned in the pomp of her royal life. The secret offer and inner turmoil. The glamour of her Hollywood days seemed far away, eclipsed by the suffocating weight of her royal responsibilities. Amidst this turmoil, a glimmer of hope presented itself in the form of an enticing offer to star in Alfred Hitchcock's next thriller, Marnie, for a staggering sum of $1 million, the equivalent of $7.6 million today. It was not just the prospect of wealth that attracted her, but also the chance to regain some independence and agency she felt she had lost in her marriage. The opportunity to return to the world of cinema, even for a brief moment, reignited a spark within her that had been dimmed by the constraints of her royal role. In a rare moment of vulnerability, Grace sought comfort from Father Francis Tucker, Rainier's confidant and chaplain. As they shared a glass of scotch in the secluded rooms of the palace, she bared her soul, revealing the inner torments that gnawed at her. The weight of Rainier's authoritarian rule and his outbursts of anger had exhausted her spirit. At 32, she found herself struggling with a deep sense of loneliness and despair, longing for a freedom that seemed increasingly elusive within the limits of her royal role. The palace walls, once symbols of grandeur, now seemed like suffocating barriers closing in on her a little more each day. The opulence that once surrounded her now served as a constant reminder of the sacrifices she had made in the name of love and duty. The enticing offer to return to the movie screens called to her like a siren song, whispering promises of liberation and rediscovery. Unveiling the truth in biopics. In the realm of Hollywood biopics, Grace of Monaco stands out as a film that explores the inner turmoil and desire for liberation experienced by the iconic Grace Kelly. Although the film was criticized for its alleged glamorization and historical inaccuracies, it offers a nuanced exploration of Grace's struggles within her marriage to Prince Rainier III of Monaco. Drawing on extensive research and interviews with palace insiders, the script paints a poignant picture of Grace's desperate desire for freedom, an aspect often eclipsed by her glamorous public image. The royal family's apprehension toward the film stems from the fear that it might break the long-standing Hollywood taboo surrounding the truth about Grace Kelly's marriage. On screen, the portrayal of Rainier in the script shows him sleeping in a separate room from Grace and being preoccupied during the day, but it remains silent on allegations of his infidelity. This omission has sparked discussions about the representation of the darker aspects of Rainier's behavior, such as his alleged promiscuity and cruelty. Wendy Lee, the princess's biographer, pointed out that the film only gives a superficial glimpse into Grace's life and fails to explore the complexities of Rainier's actions. Grace's internal struggles, her book, True Grace, delves deeper into the intricacies of the royal marriage, describing Rainier as a seductive, cigar-smoking prince who engaged in extramarital affairs shortly after Grace's pregnancy during their honeymoon. The book alleges that Rainier maintained relationships with at least 3 mistresses in the months following their marriage, an aspect of their relationship the film chooses to omit. These revelations add layers of complexity to Grace's internal struggles and her quest for autonomy within her marriage. Loneliness and the desire for divorce. Amidst her battles with loneliness and homesickness, Grace found solace in the kitchen, preparing American dishes for Rainier in rare moments of tenderness. However, her adaptation to the climate of Monaco proved difficult as she struggled with health issues such as conjunctivitis, hay fever, and insomnia, which further exacerbated her feelings of discontent. In a rare moment of vulnerability, she began writing a secret letter to her mother, expressing her misery and her desire to end her marriage. This poignant look at Grace's emotional torment highlights the depth of her internal struggles and the weight of her unspoken desires for liberation. The arrival of Alfred Hitchcock offered Grace a ray of hope to escape by offering her the lead role in a lucrative film. It offered her the possibility of leaving Monaco behind. This pivotal moment raises questions about Grace's internal conflict and her desire for freedom. As she considered her options, she struggled with the visibility of her unhappiness and the potential repercussions of pursuing her own path. Grace's matrimonial torments went beyond Rainier's temper tantrums and his frequent absences as described in the script. She had to comply with strict rules, including refraining from expressing her opinions and constantly smiling by Rainier's side. This stifling environment further strained their relationship and added layers of complexity to Grace's internal struggles. During a New Year's Eve party, tensions between Grace and Rainier escalated when she engaged in a debate with French President Charles de Gaulle. Rainier's subsequent outburst highlighted his expectations of submission and servility from Grace. According to some biographers, Rainier's controlling behavior sometimes bordered on violence, hinting at a darker side of their relationship. When Grace expressed her desire to accept Hitchcock's offer, Rainier initially seemed supportive, but he later went back on his decision, demanding that she reject the role. This crucial moment highlights the power dynamics within their marriage and Grace's lack of autonomy in pursuing her own aspirations. The way the film depicts Grace's subsequent attempt to divorce Rainier remains a point of contention. Although the script draws on various sources, including a book published under a pseudonym in France, the precise details of Grace's intentions remain speculative. This ambiguity adds a touch of mystery to Grace's internal struggles and her unspoken desires for autonomy. Feeling trapped in her opulent but suffocating life, Grace reportedly sought solace in the possibility of divorce. Consulting an American lawyer for advice, she, however, gave up the idea when she learned she risked losing custody of her children, thus resigning herself to her fate in Monaco. The tragic accident and final moments. By unveiling the untold story of Grace Kelly, Grace of Monaco offers a captivating exploration of her inner torment and her desire for liberation from an oppressive marriage. Although it sparked debates over historical accuracy and representation, it sheds light on the complexities of Grace's life beyond her glamorous public image. The tragic death of Grace Kelly. The world was plunged into shock and mourning on September 14, 1982, when news of the tragic death of Grace Kelly spread like wildfire. The beloved actress and former Princess of Monaco had been involved in a devastating car accident the day before with her daughter, Princess Stephanie. The details of the accident, however, have been shrouded in mystery and controversy, leaving many questions unanswered about the true cause of Grace's untimely death. Initial reports of the accident sparked confusion and speculation, with some claiming it was Stephanie, not Grace, who was at the wheel. This misconception arose from the testimony of the first responder on the scene, who mentioned pulling Stephanie out of the driver's side of the car. However, Stephanie later clarified that the passenger door was completely smashed in, forcing her to exit through the driver's side. As more details emerged, it became clear that Grace and Stephanie were traveling to Paris, where Stephanie was to start school. Grace's driver had offered to drive them in the princess's 11-year-old Rover, but Grace had insisted on driving herself due to the limited space in the car with their luggage. Tragically, just 2 miles from La Turbie, Grace missed a sharp turn, sending the car down a 120-foot slope. Stephanie later recounted the harrowing moments preceding the accident, revealing that her mother had expressed panic as she tried to stop the car. Mom kept saying, "I can't stop. The brakes aren't working. "I can't stop," Stephanie recalled. She also revealed that Grace suffered from a headache and seemed to momentarily lose consciousness before losing control of the vehicle. Both Grace and Stephanie were taken to the hospital after the accident. While Stephanie was lucky to escape with minor injuries and was released the next day, Grace's condition worsened. She suffered a second hemorrhage, likely as a result of the accident, and unfortunately never regained consciousness. The world was devastated by the loss of a true icon at the age of 52. Following Grace's death, her funeral was held at the Cathedral of Our Lady Immaculate in Monaco on September 18, 1982. The solemn occasion drew more than 400 people, including notable figures such as Cary Grant, Nancy Reagan, Danielle Mitterrand, Empress Farah of Iran, and Lady Diana, Princess of Wales. However, amidst the outpouring of grief and tribute, a lingering question hung in the air. Was there more to Grace's death than met the eye? Rumors and whispers began to circulate, suggesting that perhaps the Grimaldi royal family was cursed. Was it mere speculation, or could there be a grain of truth in the idea that a dark cloud hung over this illustrious family? Let's find out. The legend of the Grimaldi curse. A cursed legacy. The Grimaldi royal family, like a few other historical families, is reputed to be cursed. According to reports, the Grimaldis originated from Genoa, Italy, and officially took control of Monaco in 1419. Prince Rainier III's great-grandfather, Albert I, was actually the prince who gave Monaco a constitution in 1911. That being said, the sinister legend that bewitched the family began long before that. Legend has it that in the 13th century, Prince Rainier I committed a heinous act by kidnapping and raping someone he thought was a beautiful young girl, but who was actually a witch, cursing the family's entire lineage. The witch declared, "Never will a Grimaldi find happiness in marriage." This curse has woven itself through generations, leaving a trail of tragedy and torment in its wake. The history of the Grimaldi family is peppered with scandal, betrayal, and heartbreak. From rumors of infidelity to traumatic deaths, the family's dark secrets have been shrouded in mystery for centuries. The Independent succinctly summarizes the situation. Scandal, divorce, and rumors of infidelity have pursued them for decades, to the point that they have been dubbed Europe's most dysfunctional family. One cannot help but wonder if there is a grain of truth in the curse that has haunted the Grimaldi family for so long. The marriage of Grace Kelly and Prince Rainier III was no exception to the family's tumultuous legacy. Their union was marred by persistent rumors of infidelity and betrayal. Despite the glamour surrounding their fairy tale romance, there was an underlying sense of unease that seemed to follow them. The untimely and tragic death of Princess Grace only added to the air of mystery surrounding the Grimaldi family. Was it truly an accident, or was there something more sinister at play? The unanswered questions only deepen the enigma surrounding the family's dark secrets. It becomes increasingly clear that there is more than meets the eye. The mystery of the missing millions. The untold financial struggles of Grace Kelly, in a recent documentary titled Grace Kelly, The Missing Millions, shocking revelations about Princess Grace's financial situation were brought to light, shedding light on a new aspect of her untold story. It was revealed that at the time of her death, she had only $10,000 in her bank account and a small house in Ireland. This revelation completely overturned the public's perception of her fairy tale existence, leaving many to wonder how such a glamorous and celebrated figure could have faced such financial difficulties. The story of Princess Grace's financial struggles began to unfold when it was discovered that she had paid a staggering dowry of $2 million to marry Prince Rainier III. This exorbitant sum completely depleted her savings and her inheritance, painting a picture of sacrifice and love that few had anticipated. The idealized image of her life was challenged, and a more complex and human narrative emerged. The decision to marry Prince Rainier III came at a high price for Grace. Not only did she leave behind her successful acting career in her beloved homeland, but she also gave up her financial independence to fully embrace her new royal role. Despite the sacrifices, she devoted herself heart and soul to her role as a cherished princess and loving mother to her 3 children. However, the tragic circumstances surrounding Grace's financial situation highlight a much deeper revelation about her life. By looking into the details of these financial struggles, it becomes clear that the glamorous facade of royalty often masks the harsh realities Grace Kelly faced. With only $10,000 in her bank account and a small house in Ireland, she found herself in a precarious financial situation that contradicted the opulence associated with her title. The contrast between her public image and her private financial struggles raises questions about the true cost of maintaining a royal lifestyle. An enduring global legacy. An enduring legacy. Exploring the implications of these financial difficulties further, one cannot help but wonder what emotional impact this had on Princess Grace. How did she cope with the burden of financial insecurity while fulfilling her duties as a princess and mother? The story of Grace Kelly's life is a captivating narrative that has left a lasting legacy. Since her passing, Grace's life has been both idealized and closely scrutinized, revealing the true challenges she faced behind the glamour. Her transition from a Hollywood star to the Princess of Monaco is a fascinating tale of love, loss, and sacrifice. Dive deeper into the enduring legacy of Grace Kelly, exploring the hidden sacrifices for love and family that shaped her remarkable life. As one of Hitchcock's classic blondes, Kelly's elegance and grace on screen solidified her status as an icon of Hollywood cinema. Her performances continue to inspire aspiring actors and actresses, leaving an indelible mark on film history. But it's not just her screen presence that left a lasting legacy. Kelly's personal collection of over 9,000 books and scores now resides in the Princess Grace Irish Library, a tribute to her passion for literature and the arts. Monaco, the principality Kelly called home, has also paid tribute to her memory in various ways. A rose garden in the Fontvieille district of Monaco is a beautiful tribute to the princess, with a hybrid tea rose named after her, the Rosa Princesse de Monaco. The garden, adorned with 4,000 roses, is a serene reminder of Kelly's enduring charm and grace. Furthermore, Avenue Princess Grace in Monaco, known as the most expensive street in the world, is named in her honor, as is the Boulevard Princesse Grace de Monaco in Nice, France. These physical landmarks serve as a constant reminder of Kelly's influence and impact on the world around her. Grace Kelly's legacy extends beyond the borders of Monaco, with international exhibitions and commemorative coins celebrating her life and achievements. In 2007, an international exhibition titled The Grace Kelly Years, Princess of Monaco featured letters, personal effects, fashion accessories, and sound recordings that offered a glimpse into Kelly's extraordinary life. The exhibition served as a poignant reminder of her enduring legacy and timeless charm. Additionally, commemorative coins and stamps have been issued to mark significant milestones in Kelly's life, ensuring her memory lives on for generations to come. Kelly's impact is not limited to the world of entertainment and royalty. Her love for sports and athletics is commemorated through the Princess Grace Challenge Cup at the Henley Royal Regatta. This tribute to her passion for sports serves as a reminder of her multifaceted personality and interest beyond the silver screen. Furthermore, various hotels have established suites inspired by her life and likeness, allowing guests to immerse themselves in the elegance and sophistication that defined Kelly's persona. Despite the enduring legacy she left behind, portrayals of Grace Kelly in film have been met with mixed reactions. While Cheryl Ladd portrayed her in a 1983 TV movie, it was Nicole Kidman's portrayal in Grace of Monaco in 2014 that sparked widespread criticism. Many felt the film was overly dramatic and lacked depth, failing to capture the true essence of Kelly's life. Despite these portrayals, the real-life story of Grace Kelly remains a source of inspiration and fascination for audiences worldwide. More recently, in November 2022, the Monnaie de Paris issued silver and gold coins to commemorate the 40th anniversary of Grace Kelly's passing, thus consolidating her lasting impact on the world. With the consent of Prince Albert II, these coins serve as a tangible reminder of her enduring legacy and the continued fascination with her remarkable life. Grace Kelly's story is a captivating blend of glamour and tragedy, filled with hidden sacrifices for love and family. Her enduring legacy continues to engage and inspire, offering important lessons about the realities behind a life of fame. She serves as a poignant reminder of the complex balance between personal sacrifice and the unpredictable nature of life. As we reflect on the untold story of Grace Kelly, we are left with questions about the depth of her impact and the timeless appeal of her legacy. The enduring legacy of Grace Kelly leaves us with a sense of wonder and admiration for the woman behind the icon, ensuring that her remarkable story will continue to captivate audiences for years to come. If this story changed the way you look at the icons of the silver screen and the secrets hidden behind palace walls, please subscribe and like our channel. We are excavating the history they tried to bury. Plant the seeds for the future. The next treasure chest will open soon.